Alright guys, the Sony Fdr-X3000 shooting in 4K. Original mic. Let's check out how the audio sounds. Alright guys, the first video clip was using this external mic. I forgot it was plugged in. So right now we are shooting with the internal mic. Camera is on my chest. Got a green light. No, I don't. Alright, so I'm now using the little short one. I'll put the model on the screen. This is another one that I got because it's an L shape, nice and compact, hides behind the camera, but you're gonna see what happens. So right now I'm not moving, and you can see that you can hear that sound. Alright, so I switched mic. This is the one I was using before, ETM-0001. I'll put a link on the video description, but I really doubted that you might want to buy it, just so you can check it out. So if you buy a mic for this camera, you got to make sure that you have 3 sections with 2 separations. If it has 3 separations, it's for a smartphone, which will provide you with a microphone and for the headphones. So right now the camera is still on my chest, testing the other mic, tapping it. So that's how it sounds. Alright guys, how you doing? So let's check what's inside the box. Not a lot. That and a lot of books with instructions, which you need to read in order to fully understand this camera and all the Sony codecs and everything. And on this little other box you have a cable to plug it to your computer. So as the title goes, this is the only accessory that you get inside the box. And guess what? It is not compatible with anything that's out there related to action cam. So you will have to buy everything that says Sony, which is very expensive. That's the first thing that I did not like about this camera. Alright, so inside the box you get the waterproof case, and you get the camera. But guess what? You get it without this lens protection here thing. This costs right now around $35. It doesn't come with the camera. So if you intend to use it and take advantage of this feature, which is a mic input, you cannot use the underwater case like on most action cam. They have a open back door where you could plug things, or you know, it's the mic, internal mic is accessible. With this, it doesn't work like that. So with this camera, you don't get a screen. I found that you don't have to worry about anything being on focus. Most of the time, everything is on focus. The good thing is that they have an application, an app. It's on Android and on Apple. So if you need to, like I did before in my video, that I wanted to make sure I had a good angle while the camera was on my chest, so I will use this to look and see what's the angle on the camera. This is an old phone. As you can see, it's a Note 1, and it works. So this has a lot of features that I like, but this back door is not one of them. This thing gets in the way when you're trying to plug a mic. So I've seen a hack on YouTube where you got to take the camera apart, take this off, and the guy actually drills a hole somewhere around here so he could plug a mic. Now, why they would do that? You know, why load the camera from the front? I mean, like this. So why not make it so the door, it's on this side, and then we could just replace the back door with something that's open, right? So as you saw on the videos, you have some GPS data on the screen, which you could do if you turn on the camera. And you see this little thing here, that's the GPS signal. Since I'm indoors right now, it's not receiving GPS signal, but once you go outside, it takes, sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it can take 5 minutes. Once that turns on, you could the video records with GPS data, and using their computer application is Action Cam. You're gonna find it on your booklet. You could import the video files, and it's gonna import the GPS data. And if you want that, you need to use their software, which takes a very long time to render a video. So to make this video, I had to shoot those videos separately. The first one is like a minute and a change, and the camera records. It's right now, let me see, let me show you. Like this, you hit the record. Okay, so it's in 4K, and over here you choose 2160, which is 4K, 30 frames per second, 100 megabits, right? But once you render it, the software doesn't let you render in 100 megabits. It cuts it down to 50. So why does the software doesn't let you? I mean, that's a good question. Either way, I don't normally shoot in 4K because, you know, it takes way too long to process a video. I'm making this video right now in 4K just so I don't have to, you know, keep everything in 4K. Most of you guys probably want the camera because it records in 4K. It shoots very good at 1080, which is another thing. If you go over here, go down, all right, select where it says 4K, and this is your 3 options. So XAVCS, that's the Sony codec right there. If you select that, it is still in 1080, 30 frames per second, 50 megabits, but that codec makes a video very large. It's a very large video. So As you can see, the time has changed. Recording, the time available to record, it's 12 hours and 33 minutes now. So if I go and knock it down to MP4, which is how a normal cell phone records, right? 1080, 30 frames per second, high quality, right? Look at that. I'm running a 64 gigabyte Samsung SD card, which is not included, and it loads from the bottom over here. And be careful with this, because the SD card fits in both ways, but it only works one way. Let me demonstrate. Let me turn it off. So, alright, so let me see if I can take it out so you can see. Alright, so it goes pins towards the screen, right? Let me flip it around. Boom. It fits both ways, but it doesn't work both ways. So before going outside and record, make sure the SD card it's in properly. Another thing, action cameras, I normally bought it to ride my bicycle, not going very fast, but if I wanted to use this and plug it with a suction cup next to my car, this is not a very strong connection. As vibrations go, this comes loose. So like I mentioned before, the adapter that comes with, it's not compatible with anything that's GoPro or action cam related. So this is one of the first things you're gonna have to buy. You need an adapter. Okay, so you got your two options here. This one is aluminum, this one is plastic. This one is more expensive. This one comes backwards, means that you could take this off and it comes like this. So when you look at it on Amazon, it's gonna look weird because it doesn't fit. It'll hit the you won't be able to adapt anything to it. You see what I'm saying? So first thing you got to do is, well, I did, was switch it around. Now this one, like I said, it works good with the corded mic that I was using because it doesn't have like an L adapter. So this one, when it hooks to the camera, it gives me the space for the plug. So you can see here, and I could strap it to my chest mount. Now one thing I don't like about this one is that it's not there tight, so you can, if you are riding, you can see that, and that's because this is not big enough for that little hole right there. So if you're not planning on running an external mic and strap the camera to your chest, this other one works just as good, and it does not, once you get it in there, it does not move as much as the other one. Alright, so talking about the adapters, I'm gonna recommend getting this. It has a ton of adapters inside, except one of these, right? But if you have any other action cam, even the GoPro or any other action cam, they're all gonna work. All the adapters gonna work. By far, this is the best within the cheap microphone within the cheap microphones. This gotta be one of the best. It comes in this little box. It has this little baggie, and it also comes with an adapter. It originally is for the GoPro Hero 4, I think. So this is not a micro USB. This is a mini USB. I just got another camera, so I'm going to be testing it on that other camera, see how it works. And these mics, little one came this box, and it's nice and compact. It's got some weight to it. It's all metal, and it came with this foam protection, which doesn't do basically anything. So I had to go out and buy a 5-pack of these wind noise protection for small microphones like this. So you just had a little hole somewhere around here, so you gotta expand it, and it works. But as you saw and heard on the previous clips, I think the problem is that it's too close to the camera. I just hit the camera. It's too close, and it creates that clicking sound. So this one is not as loud as this one. So I have not rendered a video to see if the clicking sound from this one goes through, but definitely from this one it's a lot louder. And I also got one of these, which you can find on Amazon and eBay, with the Sony branding, which I think basically they're all the same. And this one I thought it would be perfect because it you could turn it, so you could hook it on the camera like this. I mean, it's kind of big, but if you're walking around, it would have been real nice to have this as a microphone. But I get the clicking sound on that, which like I said, I think it's because it's too close to the camera, so it's creating a interference. So the other option is those wind protection skins that are what are they called? eBoot 5-pack furry out lavalier microphone. So they basically call them dead cats. So I'm gonna try to customize one, maybe put it somewhere around here and test it out. And it's still not good enough because the camera has another microphone in the back, so it'll pick the wind from all over the place, so. And I will, like what I was mentioning before in that other video, so if you do get a mic for the camera, make sure it's two, I think they call it 2 spaces. This is for a phone. As you can see, they're different. The one on the right has 3 separations, which gives it 1, 2, 3, 4 pins. This one only has 1, 2, 3. So this is my camera. Am I happy? I mean, the one thing I like about this camera is this right here, the Balance Optical Steady Shot Boss. It works good. It works better than any other camera that I've tested, and it's a small camera. Though I'm still mad about this. When you have a camera that sticks out like this, everything's gonna want to hit this in the front. So why do I have to buy a lens to protect the camera? The camera at like this right now, I think they call it splash resistant. It's not waterproof, but I mean, I do like how it records. I bought it because it has the ability to plug in an external mic. Now, the sad thing is that I'm gonna have to carry out around this external mic with a cord, which I really don't like. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.